guys, it's Kim and Jen with Arc Me Now, and we're back with another episode of Will You Accept This Rosé, where we break down everything that happened in last night's episode of The Bachelorette.
Today we are drinking a 14 Hands Rosé wine, brought to you by Bubbles Liquor World in Castle Rock, Colorado. And we thought the name was pretty relevant because there were 14 guys going into this rose ceremony at the beginning of the episode because we lost a Luke, R.I.P.
On that later. Cheers.
Cheers.
We started off with last week's rose ceremony. We still have the Lukes going at it with each other. Basically, she's just sitting there, could not look more annoyed.
While they're talking at each other and like going at each other's throats, that she just gets up and walks away and does this dramatic stare into the fireplace.
Then Chris Harrison walks in and tells the guys that the cocktail party is over and it's time for the rose ceremony.
Some of the guys still hadn't even talked to her. So one of the guys hadn't even like kissed her yet. And then before she even says a name, she picks up the first rose. Luke S. steps out of formation and goes, "Hannah, can I talk to you real quick?" And her reaction is just like, okay, why not? And then they disappear into this back room. All the guys are trying to spy on what they're doing.
Chris Harrison comes in, he takes away one of the roses. At first I thought he was like gonna give it to Hannah to give to Luke S. But no, he was taken away because Luke S. sent himself home because he knew he didn't stand a chance anyway.
Which
and
sucks.
wanted to look like a hero.
He's ready to start his tequila company.
Luke P ends up getting a rose because Hannah's heart just wants him to be here, aka the producers still want him to be here.
Yeah.
So R.I.P. to John Paul Jones.
He's gonna have a good time on Paradise though.
He is. He's on his way to go chug some more champagne and eat some chicken nuggets.
So rose ceremony's over. Luke takes the opportunity to make a toast that's incredibly uncomfortable. And then of course Mike cracks up. They end up going to Inverness, Scotland, which I guess is the capital. Who knew? I'm just so confused about why they keep having Hannah go to all these places that are so historical, but she obviously knows nothing about them. But they all end up at a pub, and then Hannah shows up and surprises them all, so they kind of like get on their best behavior.
Especially Luke P. Hannah chooses Mike for the first one-on-one, and so they're walking around Scotland, going to like these shops and trying these sour candies like called the Black Death.
Yeah. She goes on a one-on-one date with the only black guy on the show, and the only candy that they have them try is called the Black Death. So someone in production oversaw that little detail. But I don't think there's any chemistry. I think they're just like having fun.
I agree with that. So honestly, like with that, I think that Mike could potentially be the next Bachelor.
They end up talking to this guy next to him who suggests that they try haggis, and it's sheep intestines cooked inside a sheep's stomach. And then the rest of the night they go out dancing at this like Scottish pub with all this music and bagpipes and stuff and fiddles. And I'm just happy that it's not a country concert like every other episode has been on this show.
To each their own. Mike was really nervous this whole time because he had not said the words "I love you" to a woman since like December 23rd, 2011 or something.
It was a
like
very
that.
specific
He like
date.
knew the date that he said it.
He had marked it down in his diary.
His little calendar.
His little journal.
So he was like super nervous to tell Hannah that like he's like already ready to get down on one knee at the end of this.
So back at the castle, the rest of the guys are hanging out. The group date card comes. They're listing off names. Turns out Luke P is the only one not on the group date, so he gets a one-on-one with Hannah this week. So the guys arrive at this other castle because I guess that's the only kind of venue they have in Scotland for the group date. And then these two burly Scottish men like emerge from the bushes and they go, "Rah! Time to do the Highland games." They're doing things like axe throwing. They're carrying around milk jugs. They do some kind of wrestling where they have them locked. It's like a back lock wrestle or something.
Can we please just move on to the kilts already? Like, who even cares about what they've done up until this point? Tyler C in a kilt. Oh my god, ABC, why did you even need to use a black bar, like, for him?
Guys were like, "I don't have any underwear on."
Dylan doesn't have any
Everyone's gonna see a lot of stuff, so I'm gonna apologize to my mother because a lot of people are gonna be seeing my butt today.
Hannah even said herself, she's like, "I've seen a lot of bagpipes today."
A lot of bagpipe jokes. I think Jed came out the winner of those Highland games though because he was the one, he won the milk jug thing and poured the milk
on
all over himself. Hannah was really into that. I'm not about it. I don't think I would be as turned on watching
either.
someone pour milk on themselves.
It just gets sticky and it smells.
Yeah.
It's just not sexy
I didn't
at
even
all.
think about
Like,
that.
it's not
It's
sexy
just
at
weird.
all.
Hannah presents him with the deed to like a square foot or something
square
of
foot,
land.
yeah.
So he's a lord.
He's Lord Jed and then Lady Hannah.
Yeah, so of course that means that she mounts him and they start making out.
And he's even like, "Aren't you gonna rip your dress?" And she's like, "I don't even care."
Yeah. I got it for free. ABC gave it to me.
Yeah. And then we got poor Kevin walking up the stairs, very, very uncomfortable. It's like a flashback to when Jed walked in on Hannah and Luke P like massaging each other.
Yeah.
The tables have turned now a little bit.
So Jed's on the other side of that now.
Yeah. But then we got like hot makeup from Jed to another hot makeout with Peter on the pool table.
Peter played pool for like
2 seconds.
2 seconds, and then it just turns into a makeout session that he doesn't exactly execute very well, but it's cute. And then it turns into like soft porn.
Then we have after that, we have Tyler C in her. And like Tyler C, I love this. He's the only one that shows up in his kilt because he's like, I saw you checking me out on this thing, so I decided to wear it tonight. And boy, does he look good in that thing.
Bring it back.
Obviously, it works for him because she's like, I have something for you. And all she does is like lean into
mouth.
the bed and just like climbs him like a tree.
And at the end of the cocktail party, she's like, I think tonight was a great night, so cheers. It's like, it was a great night for you, Hannah. Well done. The whole point is that Luke P wasn't there. So the guys keep talking about how nice it is to finally be on a date without him there, causing drama. Hannah even says to the camera, she was like, I'd be ignorant if I ignored the fact that this date went so well and Luke P wasn't here. And then she ends up giving the rose to Jed. Here's where the episode just went way downhill.
I tuned out for a lot of this because it's just the same thing over and over and over again.
The last half hour of the show was just the one-on-one date with Hannah and Luke P. The date card was very cryptic too. The date card said, let's figure this out one way or another.
Which is like such like a breakup text.
You would
like
send that
we need
if you're
to
like,
talk.
yeah.
Literally get to this date and all they do is like walk around a cliff. And then they sit down on this blanket and immediately Hannah gets annoyed because Luke P isn't like, he's not acting real, he's not showing him like any emotions.
She keeps trying to ask like, well, why do you and I get along so well, but the rest of the guys on the show, like no one else likes you, and they've all come to me and explained that.
He says, you know, back home, like I just don't get it with these guys because everybody back home, they absolutely love me.
She gets so upset because she's not making any progress in this conversation, and it goes on for far too long.
Why are you stressing so much about this guy when like you have like 7 other amazing guys back at this hotel? Like I don't get why she's keeping it
Hotel.
around. Yeah. Well,
It's
I mean,
a
they're at
castle,
Oops.
Kim.
Okay, at this castle.
It's a historic Scottish homestead.
My bad. She like tries to steer away from the conversation. She's like, you know what? Like nothing's gonna resolve this.
We're not
gonna
figure this out right now. Let's just go look at this castle.
And they like literally like stand up and then like 2 seconds in, you know, I just want to know the real stuff about you. I just want to know if you like macaroni and cheese or spaghetti more. Because that's like the most important
real
thing.
stuff.
Basically at the end of this, Hannah tells Luke that she cannot give him a rose.
She's fed up.
She's so fed up. And like since there's obviously no rose ceremony again, I'm thinking, okay, he's finally gonna go home, but then they show him in a preview for next week.
Yeah, at the altar.
Yeah.
Praying to the Lord.
So that concludes this week's episode of Will You Accept This Rosé.
Thanks again to Bubbles Liquor World for the bottle of 14 hands. Be sure to follow us on YouTube at OCN Video and subscribe to our Twitter at OCN_Rosé Reviews, where we live tweet every episode.
Cheers.
Cheers. Looks like we did some damage.
Yeah, we did, as always.